My daughter gave me the courage. When your child says, I'd rather live in a hotel than to live in this house, Mommy, I don't like it. I don't feel good. And I could see the fear.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Ordinary. I am your host, Maya Spella Cullins, and I have Miss Dr. Felicia Phillips here with me on today. She has an amazing story that's going to touch so many different women across the nation. We have a lot of different women that want to find their purpose, need to find their purpose, and don't know how. And the importance of battling mental health and being able to keep that same similar balance and be able to be effective at what they do. So welcome, Dr. Felicia Phillips, for being on Beyond Ordinary on today. So thanks for coming. So tell me a little bit about your personal story as it relates to mental health.
So my personal story, and I believe that mental health comes into play on several different levels. One, for me, initially leaving from home, graduating from high school, moved out at 17.
Wow.
So that is a big attack to your psyche, right? And sometimes we don't really realize how mental health plays into every area of our lives, right? So now I'm thinking, can I make it? You know, am I going to be successful? So I roll in Georgia State. I'm living on my own for the first time.
Okay.
It's the first time that I discovered positive mental attitude books.
Wow.
Because when I was growing up, you know, the positive mental attitude book was the Bible. That was it. And so now I'm at a point where I've left my parents' home. Now it's up to me.
Right.
And so I began to educate myself and to really begin to read and meditate at a very early age. Someone put in my hand the book Think and Grow Rich, and it literally changed my life. Because what I realized is that it wasn't about what I knew, it was about what I believed.
Right.
And that had
Which made a big
do.
difference.
Yes.
So when you read that book and going to college and going through the different things, what out of that book did you take to actually build to be who you are today?
What I took is that I don't have to do it alone.
Wow.
That if I can engage people who are where I want to be, people who are going to advocate for me, who are going to sponsor me, meaning they're going to pick up the phone, make phone calls, build relationships.
Right.
That's what I needed. And so I knew very early on that I had to go out and find those people so that I could grow, right, to become the woman that I am today.
Right. So when you started on the mission of taking the different pieces that life thrown, because as you know, different things come from words from a person, from a book, and it gives you the next step of inspiration to keep pushing. So with knowing that, give me a situation that you experienced that every woman that's out there that's possibly watching, that you can tell them, hey, you can do it too. So
yes, I'll give you a very good one. It was when I went through my first divorce.
Okay.
And when you go through a divorce, you're attacked on many levels mentally. You know, did I make the right choice? Am I making the right decision to even file for divorce? That was very hard. This is my family. I did not get married to get divorced.
Right.
And so the day that I left, or the night that I left, with 2 children in car seats, was very scary for me. I went through many emotions. You know, I felt happy and free, but I also felt sad and scared.
Yes.
Because at that time, I had built so much, well into a very, very progressive 7-figure career, and I'm walking away from all of it.
Wow.
Because at that time, mental health is what mattered more than anything, which was my peace of mind.
Wow.
And when you get to a place where your peace of mind is more important, there's one thing that no one can ever take away from you, and that's your knowledge.
Right. Right.
Once you know how to do something, you can do it again.
You can do it again.
And what I knew is that I know business, and I know how to build successful business.
Oh, yes.
So starting from zero did not scare me. In 18 months, leaving that night with those children, I learned a lot about myself. I knew that I was resilient. I knew I had the ability to be anything that I wanted to be because I took the time to invest in myself.
Right.
Invest in my mental health. I did get a psychiatrist during the time because there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know, I needed to be able to sort things out, but with an impartial party. And I think that people try to go to friends and family. The problem with that is you may be mad or upset in the moment. And so what you're imparting to them, they're going to hold on to.
Oh, yeah.
But then you heal. You
and
may
then they
even
still
heal
there.
and make up with that person, right?
And they're still there.
But they're stuck in that place. So I wanted someone who I knew wouldn't keep me stuck.
Right.
but that would allow me to blossom and move into the next phase of my life.
Right.
And so I am not afraid to say that hiring a psychologist at that time was the best decision I could have ever made.
Right,
Yes.
right. And that is so vital. So one of the key things that you said that was very vital was that you walked away from a situation, even though that union that you had was you and your husband, and you had success and you had things that you had already accumulated in that marriage.
Yes.
What was the breaking thing that you took away from that situation that gave you the courage to say?
It was my daughter. My daughter gave me the courage. When your child says, I'd rather live in a hotel than to live in this house, Mommy, I don't like it. I don't feel good. And I could see the fear on her face. And there's a responsibility that comes with parenthood because you don't want to raise someone that is going to be traumatized later in life because you did not make the right decision.
That's right, right.
And so I knew in that moment I had to make a decision to walk away.
And then if the audience, tell me and tell the audience if it's something or someone is watching to say, hey, I'm in a situation, but I don't have the courage. What could you tell them?
If you do not have the situation or the courage, and situation being maybe you think your finances play a big part in you walking away, I'm very faith-based in what I believe. I say pray and fast for 3 days. Take that time not to get advice from others, but to look within yourself. Ask yourself, did I do everything that I was supposed to do in this relationship before I walk away, before I move my children? Because it is a big decision. It is a life-changing decision, not just for you, but for your children.
Right. And thanks for sharing that. I think a lot of women, when they're successful or even not successful, if they're dependent on their husband, I always tell women it doesn't matter where you start. What matters is where you finish.
That's
and
right.
even if you're in a situation and you're saying, well, I'm not that woman yet, you still have it within you.
Absolutely.
So I think with your message is phenomenal. So one of my biggest questions I have for you, with being so successful when you were married, do you feel like your success might have played a factor with balance in your relationship?
Very good question. So this is where you have to know your mate, okay? And when some people are striving for what they deem to be success, the lines can get very blurred.
Right.
Meaning that you don't know you have an ego until you're faced with maybe the person that is closest to you is outshining you. And maybe you feel some kind of way about that. And so even though you may not say it, your actions
shows it, yeah.
And I began to see that. And I knew that we were at a dangerous point because there should never be competition in a marriage. You should be working towards the same goal.
Right.
And so I say that because what I was able to do in healing myself, there was a very good book, even after my divorce, Dr. Miles Monroe. It's called Waiting and Dating. And what that did was it showed me that you got to know yourself.
Right, right.
How many times, and I'm sure men will say this all the time, they'll ask a woman, what do you want to eat? And she says, I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Right.
When you take the time to be with yourself, date yourself, go out, go on a vacation, whatever it is, you strengthen that inner core of who you are.
Right.
And it gives you that peace to say, you know what?
Right.
I do know what I want to eat. I do know where I want to go. And I'm not afraid to say that.
Right.
Fear is the biggest obstacle of all things, even success. There is a fear of success, a fear that if I do something and I go to that next level, what is going to look
like?
happen?
Yeah, what does that look like?
Right? How is it going to affect my time, my family, my friends? What are they going to think about me?
Right.
So there is a decision at every level, which is why we evolve as people. But not just that, your success evolves.
Oh, yes.
And it looks different at every level.
Most definitely. One of the things you said is taking that time with dating yourself.
Yes.
What if it's a woman out there that feel like, well, I don't need time? Because, sometimes when you go and you're married and you're in a relationship, a lot of times along the way, you've already started detaching yourself.
Yes.
So for you, when you took that notion to leave, you physically left, but did you already mentally leave prior to then?
Oh, yes. I had mentally checked out. When you're not happy, you tend to do that.
Right.
And that's in any situation, whether it's a marriage or a
Relation-
job.
yeah, anything.
How many times have we seen people on the job and they're like a robot because they checked out mentally. They're just doing the job, getting the paycheck.
Right.
So, yes, you do check out. And I think you owe it to yourself to breathe.
Yes.
once you leave the situation. I think that you have to, and I'm going to say this, I believe that you have to, not think, but believe.
Right.
Because I've lived it. And when you don't give yourself the time to breathe, you make the wrong
mistakes.
decisions.
Now, when you
right?
say the wrong decisions, is it that you see that the women or men, whoever's in a situation, tend to have the tendency to duplicate what they left? So they go back to the same cycle with a different man, same
exactly
thing.
right.
Well, we're going to be right back. We have so much more to talk about. You're watching Beyond Ordinary. Stay tuned.
The reason you need the time is you have to decompress.
Yes.
Because we forget that we spiritually take on that person that we have spent time with, right? If you've had children, that person becomes a part of who you are. So, you know, we detox on other things. You got to detox on that relationship and who you were in that relationship.
Are mental or behavioral health issues or addiction affecting you or someone you love? Are you or someone you love addicted to prescription medication? We can help. At Changing Phases Behavioral Support, Inc., our innovative programs combine the best of outpatient care in an intimate, welcoming setting. Serving Marietta and the surrounding areas, we have the privilege of having a host of experienced mental health professionals who specialize in implementing personalized service to reach the community at large. We encourage strong community partnerships and collaborations with our services and various unique programs within our agency for the purpose of enhancing and embracing the individual for a better future. At Changing Phases Behavioral Support, Inc., you will know that you are not fighting alone. To learn more about how we might be able to help you or someone you love, visit us online at www.changingphasesinc.com or call us today.
Hey family, stay tuned and watch my episode on Beyond Ordinary with Maya Speller Cullins.
Hello and welcome. I am Maya Speller Cullins. I would like to give you a little information about why you should tune in to my show. We will be addressing issues from mental health to substance abuse issues every day that people struggle with. The truth of the matter is we always put it into a box where it's taboo in many cultures. We look at mental health and substance abuse as one form or one fashion, but not realizing that we are individuals that look just like me that can struggle every day with an issue and not know that it's a problem. So I'm talking to the sisters and brothers out there that are struggling with depression, where you can't get up out of the bed, you feel like giving up and you have no hope. I'm talking to the marriage couples that's out there that's saying, I'm done because of infidelity, because of issues that he or she struggle with. I am the one that you need to tune into so that you can get help. I want to help you, and I want you to open up and allow me to be in your living room at that place and time so that you can do whatever is necessary to save your life and save others around you. Hope is still available. Beyond Your Ordinary, the Maya Speller Cullins Show, coming soon.
Stacy and Daryl are the perfect couple, with the perfect family and the perfect life. Or are they?
As the Lord professed unto me, he who findeth a wife, find a good thing. And I know I got a good thing in my wife.
If someone that you love hurt you, how far would you go to avenge your pain?
You made your own in this world, so why would you stay with him? Why don't you get you a little something on the side? What? Mm-hmm.
If you had an opportunity to pay someone back, would you?
Detective Claus, narcotics. I think you'll provide me with all the assistance that I need. It would seem as if Stacy's boyfriend is trying to expand his empire.
But this woman, she ruined everything. We should never brought her into this.
When your entire world has been built on lies. Can you find your way back to the truth?
Don't run away from me. I want to know what that was all about today.
I don't want to talk about
Oh, you gonna talk about it? Narcotics? Boyfriend? You have no idea how I can destroy you, do you?
And you have no idea what I'm capable of.
What secrets will be revealed behind the veil?
Beyond Your Ordinary, the Maya Spella Cullen Show, I'm so excited to announce because so many people struggle with issues every single day. And when I say issues feeling like you want to give up on life, there's no hope, that nobody loves you, that you have no purpose in life. But I'm here to bring back that hope. I'm here to bring light and shed light on various situations, from marriage to families, to the school system, down to the hospitals that you may lay. I am your girl, Maya Spella Cullens. Be connected, stay connected, and get the help that you need. Welcome back. I am your host, Maya Spella Cullens, and you're still tuned in to Beyond Ordinary. I'm here still with Miss Dr. Felicia Phillips. And we're going to get right back into what we were talking about before the break. We were talking and were saying, you know, when you leave one relationship, and you need that time to yourself, and then you go into another relationship, if you don't take that time, what are some of the signs and different things that women may
It's one
experience?
big sign. The cycle repeats itself. The reason you need the time is you have to decompress.
Yes.
Because we forget that we spiritually take on that person
Right.
that we have spent time with,
Yes.
right? If you've had children, that person becomes a part of who you are. So, you know, we detox on other things.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to detox on that relationship and who you were in
Right.
that relationship. A lot of times, women always talk about the man that they want,
Right.
and what he needs to be. But who are
You. What do you need to be for you?
Right, because
Yeah.
he is looking for something too, and so you got to give your time self time to heal, because you don't want to impart on the new relationship the baggage of the old relationship, because nobody deserves that.
Right.
So you've got to take the time, just live,
Just live. Be free.
be free, relax, enjoy life. If you can enjoy the space that you're in,
Right.
imagine how much better it is when you have someone who is like-minded,
Right.
who you share goals with, who you enjoy doing some of the same things. And I don't believe that you have to enjoy doing all of the
everything.
same things,
Right.
because you should be able to introduce things to each other. You should be able to learn from each other. But if you have never experienced that, you've got to get yourself to a point where you can.
And it's okay.
It
I
is.
think that is the main thing. A lot of people feel like, you know, well, this is what I deserve. Or if they get better, is it okay for me to deserve what I'm getting? You know?
Imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Not feeling worthy of something that is great.
Right.
And we do struggle with that, because we've all fell short, we've fallen short, we made bad decisions in life. But that is because we have free will
Right.
to make choices.
I agree.
So when good things come along, it is because you deserve it. We forget that success is our birthright.
That's right.
We forget that because we're too distracted about what the world is saying about us.
Right.
And it's what you believe. It goes back to our initial question of what you asked was around mental health
Right.
and mental wellness. So you've got to believe that you deserve better.
Right.
That it is your birthright to have
That's
more, to
right.
do more, to be more. But you also have to ask yourself, what am I putting out?
Right.
Because the universe is reciprocal. So whatever you put out, you
You're
get
gonna
back.
get back.
Right?
Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
And that is even when you even look at business and different things that you do.
Yes.
When you start taking the initiative to say, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it happen. happen,
Yes.
it starts happening.
It does.
And I think, I want to talk to y'all because a lot of times, we in our mind, we say, well, I want to have this house and I want to have this and I want to have this type of business. And you can do some of the smallest things that you put your mind to and it actually happens. That is the same thing. Like, I'm trying to understand why, often people say, well, how does that have anything to do with business and being a successful woman? It has a lot to do with
Has
it.
everything. I want
Yes.
to share something with you. It's interesting how people love to do vision boards every year. So they put, I want this house and my bank account to look
Right.
this. I want this car. I'm going to share something that I do. I take a blank canvas and all I put on it is the year. Because what I've learned in my meditation is this. If I believe that God has my best interests at hand,
Right.
and what he wants for me is greater than I want for myself.
Yes.
If I put the things that I want on the board, that's all he's going to give me,
Is what you see.
is what I see. But if what he sees is greater for me, it'll blow that board out.
Right.
And every year it has.
Oh, yes. And you know what? One thing, Dr. Phillips, that when you said that, it struck a thing that I always say. I always say, God, allow me to be everything I need to be and more than I can even imagine.
Exactly.
And I take that even with relationships, businesses, or anything. Allow me to be what it is that I need to be and more than I can imagine. And simply because what you just said, it's beyond our imagination. You have to, we can't even imagine the thing. Like we thinking we're doing so much right now. We only scratching the surface of what he has for us.
Stop putting yourself in a box is really what I would want the audience to know. Don't put yourself in a box.
Right.
Allow yourself to blossom and grow into who you were created to be. You're here. Just the fact that you're here is a miracle.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And you have to embrace that.
Right. So y'all make sure that you stay connected. Dr. Phillips, she did bless me so much, and I'm lost for words because it's just so much in one conversation that we have had about women, about men, because it can go both ways.
It goes both ways, yes.
But I'm gonna take a break, and we will be right back. And when we come back, we're gonna learn about all the different things that she's actually doing on a global level that is gonna blow your mind. So you heard a story, and now you're gonna be able to take a walk down her journey and what it looks like to be a successful woman, no matter what life throws at her. Y'all stay connected.
Success is your birthright. Don't believe what social media is telling you, what other people may have even sold into you. Believe that everything that you want, that you need, you deserve.
For more updates on the show, for more episodes, and to find out more about me, please make sure you log in to beyondordinary.tv. Hello, I am Maya Spella Cullins, and let me tell you about my upcoming show, Beyond Your Ordinary. This is a show that you may not want to miss, and I'm going to tell you why. This situation that deals with mental health and substance abuse go beyond just you and I. It is an issue that impacts the whole entire nation. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I am so ecstatic about bringing different people, talking about different topics, from suicide to bullying to marital issues. You take it, however it comes with mental health, I'm going to give it. Understand that mental health doesn't affect only one person. I know it may seem so taboo in many cultures, but now I'm going to bring it in your face, and we're going to address the issues so that we as a nation can begin to make progress. I am Maya Spella Cullins, Beyond Your Ordinary. Make sure you stay connected. You don't want to miss it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Felicia Phillips. Mental health is important to me because it defines who you are at the core. Oftentimes in the minority community, we make jokes about mental health, but it is no laughing matter. When I was 18 and enrolled in Georgia State, I wanted to be a psychologist because what I understood was that if the mind was right, anything was possible. And when you invest in yourself, when you take the time to strengthen your mind, your thoughts, how you feel about yourself, there are no limits that can be placed on your life. Remember this, mental health is worth the investment because you are worth the investment.
Stacy and Daryl are the perfect couple with the perfect family and the perfect life. Or are they?
As the Lord professed unto me, he who findeth a wife, find a good thing. And I know I got a good thing in my wife.
If someone that you love hurt you, how far would you go to avenge your pain?
You made your own in this world, so why would you stay with him? Why don't you get you a little something on the side?
What?
Mm-hmm.
If you had an opportunity to pay someone back, would you?
Detective Claus, narcotics. I think you'll provide me with all the assistance that I need. It would seem as if Stacy's boyfriend is trying to expand his empire.
Bro, this woman, she ruined everything. We should never brought her into this.
When your entire world has been built on lies, can you find your way back to the truth?
Don't run away from me. I want to know what that was all about today.
I don't want to talk about
Oh, you gonna talk about it? Narcotics? Boyfriend? You have no idea how I can destroy you, do you?
And you have no idea what I'm capable of.
What secrets will be revealed behind the veil?
So if you could tell the audience how they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. You can get in touch with me by visiting mogulcon.com. That's mogulcon.com. And you can also connect with me at MogulCon the end of October in Atlanta.
And if it's any encouraging words that you can leave with the audience for today, what would those words be?
Always remember that success is your birthright. Don't believe what social media is telling you, what other people may have even sold into you. Believe that everything that you want, that you need, you deserve.
Thanks for watching. It was a phenomenal episode. I'm excited. I'm beyond blessed. Thanks for being here on today.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope that you guys were blessed on today as well. So make sure that you stay connected. You continue to follow us at beyondordinary.tv. I am your host, Maya Spella Collins. Thanks again and be blessed. Have a good one.